what do you say to those people that are saying, like, let's say God willing, he wins, and hope to God you become the vice president. He's still going to come into that same place that has the swamp, same place that has the deep state. They haven't gone anywhere. The Chuck Schumers are going to be there, the Pelosi's, the Hillarys, the Obamas, being the puppet master. What's going to be different in this, God willing, like I said, he wins. What's going to be different? How are you going to still beat that same swamp?
I think that is one of the most critical questions. And based on what I've heard from very different people, and I think President Trump has talked about it himself, that there are things that he knows now that he didn't know when he won in 2016. And just as important as winning the election is recognizing that there's got to be a plan in place to, again, put leaders with courage and a backbone and who really are committed to putting our country first into those over 4,000 positions that are filled, that are presidential appointees. It's not enough. Yes, you got to start with the senior cabinet officials, but there's so many positions throughout every one of these agencies and institutions and departments that are political appointees that cannot be people who are like, okay, yep, I want that job because it's good for my resume and I know I want to run for the US Senate or I want to get this job next, looking out for their next media gig or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. The Washington bubble is so incestuous and so self-centered that people, it's constantly looking for how can I use you to help get myself ahead. He has to choose people into these positions who really sincerely are dedicated to putting country first and are willing to take the beating and the attacks and the smears and everything else that comes with it.
Well, Washington needs a lot of change, and they're changing the way people operate for the worse. The vice president used to fly around the world handing out funeral wreaths. I mean, let's be real, and carry a state or carry a people group in an election. Yeah. That all needs to change. We all know that right now we're only one flight of stairs from an even worse president, right?
That's true. We laugh, but as
true.
Bad as anyone thinks President Biden is, I guarantee you, President Kamala Harris will be far more dangerous. Mm-hmm. Far more dangerous. When you have, this not only applies to women, but when you have a person, but in this particular case, when you have women who feel as though they have to prove their strength, and then you put them in a position where they can make decisions about dropping bombs and sending troops to war. This is the kind of dangerous President Kamala Harris would be, that I have no doubt in my mind that she would go and start a new war or send my brothers and sisters in uniform to some far-off land as her way to flex and say, hey, see, look, I am tough. I am strong. But put other people's lives on the line to do it. All for herself. That is the danger. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's it. I really appreciate that, and that actually helps add color to it. When you were giving that answer to Kamala Harris, those of us that were from California that saw a massive percentage of predominantly African-American men being incarcerated for minor drug charges, when she was Attorney General and saying, see, I'm tough on crime.
Exactly.
We saw it was fake. It was a fake position at just an unconscionable human cost. Back to the VP, the vice president position has to change. Right now, I guess she's in charge of trying to find the border someday, right? Specifically.
It's tough for some people.
It's tough.
Yeah.
She's admitted it. I will get there at some point. Anybody have Google Maps? So how would you change the position of vice president? Where you were in the legislature.
Yes.
And as they say, every now and then an innocent person is sent to the legislature. And that's a very old political joke, by the way.
Two of you got it.
but you remember.
Oh, yes.
It's, Congress. Who, us? The VP position, where would America see you leading specifically? Where would we see you making an impact in policy? Where would you step up and say, Mr. President, I want this, put me on this?
If given that opportunity, being able to fix our country's foreign policy and the failure of leadership that we see in the Department of Defense would be the two areas that I feel especially experienced and qualified in being able to help transform.
For everyone out there that's watching, Tulsi is officially on Manect. Rob, if you can show her Manect The first 50 people that connect with Tulsi, we will send you a copy of the book as well signed. We bought copies to get it out there because we are so confident in her message being out there. We feel more people need to hear from her. So the first 50 that connect with Tulsi, ask her whatever questions you got, and those 50 names we'll get. We're going to send you a copy. Just make sure you're in America. If you're anywhere else outside of America, we're not shipping to you. If you're not in America, don't do the connect. Only in America we'll ship the copy to your first 50 states. Thank you for that.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.